I had a brutal experience with COVID in the very first wave. I've never been laid out like that. All of the symptoms that you could have, I had them. It was so severe, it had me checking my life insurance policy. I want to talk to you about the things that I did from a holistic standpoint that made me better. I have really struggled to do this video, but I am committed to building people from a holistic perspective. And so sharing this experience is one of the most powerful personal illustrations of how doing things naturally can lead to your body's recovery. I had a brutal experience with COVID in the very first wave. So I got that very first strand. And my experience was unlike anything that I've never been laid out like that in life. And all of the symptoms that you could have, I had them. You know, the difficulty breathing, the horrible cough, the fevers that just would not go away, could not get my temperature down. I lost my sense of smell, lost my sense of taste. It was just brutal. I had the whole gamut of symptomology as it pertains to COVID. It was so severe, it had me checking my life insurance policy in all transparency. It was extremely difficult. And I think what was so bizarre is that, people that know me know that I'm pretty much a health nut. Now, this was a season where I was kind of lackadaisical in terms of working out and my supplementation and things of that nature, eating exactly right. But I always ate reasonable. I was just never super crazy. But this knocked me flat on my back. And thank God, I was able to recover. I had about 4 or 5 subsequent infections of COVID. So I have a great relationship with COVID, but the first one was just brutal. In addition to those infections, I experienced long COVID, which is essentially where a lot of those symptoms, they extend themselves over a long period of time. And my experience with long COVID was years. So for about a year, I could not smell or taste my food correctly. I was having the extreme fatigue. Like, I would wake up tired, exhausted. I mean, I full night of sleep and just exhausted. And then, certain nights I would often have insomnia. The other thing that was so bizarre for me was all the years I spent building up my immune system. And I had a mother and a father that really gave me good stuff and those old school things like castor oil and, home remedies and teas and soul food, greens, make sure you eat your greens. That's the kind of environment that I grew up in. So I didn't get sick often, prior to COVID, 2 to 3 times, usually around the change of the season. I may get sick for a day or two and that was it, but I was okay. But it went from that to almost every month there was something, happening, something going wrong, some bug I was getting. And in full transparency, even to this day, there are remnants of long COVID, but I want to talk to you about the things that I did from a holistic standpoint that made me better, because there's really no quote unquote protocol in place to deal with these things. It was just kind of given that this may happen to you, or you may experience this, you may go through this. And I think that just wasn't okay with me. So I spent a lot of time I'm a nerd anyway. My history is, I was an athlete, Then I became a coach and personal trainer and strength and conditioning coach. So fitness and health was a huge part of my life. So when my body was feeling all, and I just had no energy and just cognitively, brain fog, couldn't remember things. And it was just very challenging. I just really dug into research and started digging into things that I could do to just kind of get myself back. Even if I couldn't get all the way back, I've got to be better because I cannot continue to function like this. And a lot of people that were around me didn't recognize it. A lot of people that I'm working with, they didn't recognize it. But I was going through a very, very, very difficult time that just did not make sense. And doctors did not have answers for me that were sufficient enough to get me to a better place. So the purpose of this video is to walk you through the things that I did from a holistic standpoint that aided in my recovery from long COVID. And then if you wait till the end, I'm going to break each one down in this video, but and tell you what each element does. But at the end, I'm going to give you some solutions that are just kind of, because a lot of times, taking 20 different supplements, that ain't the way. I'm going to make it simple for you. So it's a few different things that you can get. I'm going to link them below that are going to help you become better. It's just something, I just want you to try it. Like just make an attempt and just try it. I don't know who this is for, but I'm sure it's for somebody. You may still be experiencing this. You may still be going through this. And so I apologize. It's taken me so long to do this. It's not easy for us to talk about ourselves, especially our health issues and our problems, especially as men. So I hope that this helps somebody. Check this out.
Here's a strategy to begin with. Start by changing what you eat and how you move. The first step is eliminating the foods that work against healing. Things like fried food, processed snacks, and sugary drinks only drive inflammation higher. Instead, you may want to lean into a Mediterranean style or anti-inflammatory diet. That means colorful vegetables, leafy greens, clean proteins like fish and lean meats, and healthy fats such as olive oil and nuts. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale are especially powerful because they naturally support the body's renewal systems. It's also worth turning to the kitchen for daily healing. Garlic can support immunity, ginger helps calm digestion and lower inflammation, cinnamon assists with blood sugar balance, and turmeric with black pepper helps keep inflammation in check. These can become everyday ingredients, not just occasional spices. Movement is another key piece. The strategy here isn't extreme exercise, but gentle, consistent activity. Walking, light strength training, stretching, and listening to your body to avoid overexertion. Hydration with electrolytes, prioritizing rest, and managing stress should also be seen as non-negotiables. This becomes the baseline. Without this foundation, supplements will not be nearly as effective. Once that foundation is in place, supplements can be added to support the body further. When mornings begin before eating, the focus is on clearing the path. Enzymes like nattokinase, which comes from fermented soybeans, support the body in addressing microclots that may contribute to fatigue and brain fog. Bromelain, sourced from pineapple stems, helps calm inflammation and assists the body in processing unwanted proteins. After breakfast, the focus shifts to fueling immunity and resilience. Vitamin D3 with K2 acts like the commander of the immune system, with K2 guiding calcium to where it belongs. Omega-3 fish oil helps maintain balance for the heart, brain, and inflammation. Quercetin with vitamin C form a powerful duo, supporting immune resilience and helping calm histamine responses. Curcumin from turmeric promotes a healthy inflammatory response. Sulforaphane from broccoli seeds supports natural cleansing and cellular resilience. And magnesium glycinate supports muscles, nerves, calmness, and energy. By lunchtime, the strategy is to power up the cells. CoQ10, especially in the ubiquinol form, fuels the mitochondria, the energy factories inside each cell. Alongside it, PQQ supports the growth of new mitochondria, building long-term energy capacity. EGCG from green tea provides antioxidant and immune support, while ginkgo biloba promotes circulation, oxygen flow, and mental clarity. When evening arrives, the body shifts into recovery mode. Another round of omega-3s helps maintain inflammatory balance through the night. A second dose of curcumin can be useful, especially on days when joint discomfort is more noticeable. Resveratrol, found in grape skins, supports cellular repair and healthy aging pathways. Magnesium glycinate may also be repeated here to support relaxation and deeper sleep. Some may consider adding adaptogens, rhodiola for energy earlier in the day, or ashwagandha at night for stress and rest. And these aren't for everyone, so wisdom and professional guidance are important. Now this may sound like a lot, and it's true. It's managing 20 bottles daily can be overwhelming. That's why a simplified approach can make sense. Inflammaless by Irwin Naturals combines curcumin, quercetin, resveratrol, bromelain, and omega-3 into one formula. Onnit Total Human Day and Night Packs provide multivitamins, omega-3s, CoQ10, magnesium, and adaptogens in convenient packets. Adding sea moss provides a broad range of minerals like iodine and potassium that support overall wellness, including immune and thyroid health. With those three options, most of the bases are covered, and only a few standalones such as NAC, sulforaphane, or nattokinase may need to be added.
Okay, that's it. I hope that something in there helped you, gave you some insight to some simple things that you can do, modifications that you can make that are going to decrease the inflammation that's left behind after COVID in the body, after the thing they put in your arm that's supposed to help. All those things leave behind spike proteins and things of that nature. So it's important to put the right things in your body to help it recover. And these are some of those things. Now, remember, it requires diligence, it requires commitment and consistency over time. Anything that you do naturally, it is not an overnight thing. We are literally making lifestyle changes that are going to make us, that are going to put us in a better space, that are going to make you feel better. Move in, just do a little something, just start somewhere. And that's the key point, is to start. You didn't get here overnight. You won't get out of this overnight. It is important. Make sure that, you check with your doctor, but I will give you forewarning that I'm not a doctor, but I have had to teach a lot of doctors about natural remedies, things that we can do from a natural standpoint that will help. The power of herbs, supplementation, vitamins. Most medical doctors do not do anything within their education that has anything to do with in-depth nutrition, herbs, spices. So outside of pharmaceuticals, a lot of times they're limited. So the thing that you do want to make sure, though, whenever you're taking the herbs, things of that nature, that it doesn't trigger with any pre-existing conditions, autoimmune issues, things of that nature. For example, my wife has MS, so if you have MS, then ashwagandha is a no-no for you. It's a trigger, it'll make you dizzy. So it's important to understand those interactions and how even the natural things may interact with prescription drugs and things of that nature. So it's important to talk to your doctor about, look, these are some lifestyle changes I want to make. These are some things I want to start taking. What are the conflicts? Are there any issues? Are there any problems? Just start there. And if you have anything to add that's worked for you, I would love to hear it, because I'm always learning, I'm always studying. So anything additional that I missed in this video that you think should be added to the stack, drop it in the comments. I would love to hear it. If you want more of this content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.